month after month after month after month after month, we can just keep going right there. Why I no longer pay for haircuts or hairdressers. You know, Denzel Washington says that you hang around the barbers for long and you surely get a cut. But I say, cut your hair long enough and you no longer hang around the barbers. I don't know about you, but the pandemic has certainly taught me several lessons and skills. For example, breathing through the mask for 12 to 10 hours in a day. Tough, isn't it? Like maybe also isolating without complaining, meeting people and not looking at their foreheads, walking on one side of the road and not bumping on others, and more. So many skills. But amazingly, it has taught me to save money. And despite the government scheme to eat out and help out, that was in the UK, didn't we save a lot of money during that lockdown from not going to the pubs, not going to the restaurants, not throwing parties? I personally saved a lot of money from that. And of course, my heart goes to those businesses that lost customers, those people who lost their loved ones. And do you know somebody who lost their loved one or was affected badly during this pandemic? Just say, look, pick up your phone, text them and say hello and wish them well. But before the pandemic reality really hit, I turned up at my barber's and he told me I had to book an appointment for the first time. I had usually just walked in and sat down and I would wait for my turn to have a haircut. But this fateful day, I had to go back and book an appointment using a number that was put on the door of the shop. So I went and I just stood there and I was looking at him through the door. He was working and I stood there and I booked an appointment at the door using the number which was on the door. And when it was booked, I said hello to him and went away, hoping to come back to my appointment the next day. But this was an indication that his business was growing and he was getting more customers and he was also following the e-commerce trend. Awesome for him, isn't it? So I turned up the next day and he told me, oh sorry, I just overbooked and there is no space for you, so I can't complete the appointments I already had. So what did I do? I had to rebook. And when I arrived home, I thought to myself, the transport, 3 journeys, hair not done, the time not accounted for and so on, I had to develop my own new skills. Now, I cut my hair and I do my girls' hair. I definitely do their hair. You could see from the video. And you may be asking, what has this got to do with property investment? Well, let me tell you this. By developing these skills, I have saved a lot of money. I have saved some money to pay for the surveyor for one of my properties, and also used some of the money to put as a deposit, part of the deposit for my property. So what skills could you be developing during this pandemic while you are at home? What skills could you use during this pandemic to help others? I am currently helping frontline workers to buy their first or second property under £100,000 in the UK. That's a service I am offering to them. What about you? Who has the knowledge or skills that you need and can help you to do better? And do you have the time to look at your income and your outgoings to see where you can save money? Have you considered property investment as one of your future goals? You know, as you begin to think about, your skills and saving for your skills and how to develop these new skills, here are some 6 points that I would like you to think about how you can save money easily and pay for those skills. First is to consider reducing the amount of alcohol, chocolates, and cigarettes that you consume if you consume them. Secondly, consider consuming local produce and cultivate your own if you can. Thirdly, live simply and donate or sell all those things that you have stored at home, because you know what? They throw them away when you die. Number 4, start investing in assets rather than liabilities, and do not spend money you do not know how you're going to replace it. Number 5, source and outsource your talents. If you can, do it. Do it. If somebody else can do it better than you, let them do it. 6, use your credit card for those who have rather than the debit card for financial transactions. And there are some of these things that I have done and done them well and saved me some money that I'm putting towards my property business. I will share with you some other time how I got into property investment. But for now, there are so many things that I used to do that I no longer do to focus on my immediate goals, like my property business. There are so many expenditures as well that I have cut down to build a further portfolio for myself and for my followers, some of you. There are other sacrifices that are worth the while for a better future, even doing your own hair. So let me ask you this, and I'd like you to ask yourself the same questions. What are some of the methods you are using to save money? How will this pandemic empower you to be creative? Thirdly, what will you give up in order to develop financial independence skills? You know, I'd like you to type your answers right below here, or if you have any questions about saving money and property investment, building a portfolio, just ask the question here and I shall personally answer those questions, or if I can, I will show you where you might find the answer, and if I cannot answer them, well, we shall also find the answer together. So go on, type your answers or questions below and come hang around with us in our Facebook group, link below as well, where we discuss practical ways to build wealth through property. You may soon also have a breakthrough or have a haircut. See you in there.